Zakk Wylde says Dimebag's writing puts him in same league as Eddie Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix and Randy Rhoads. In a new interview with Joshua Toomey of the Talk Toomey podcast, Zakk Wylde spoke about the decision to tour with a reformed version of Pantera, also featuring surviving members Philip Anselmo, vocals, and Rex Brown, bass, alongside Charlie Benante, ANTHRAX, on drums. The lineup has reportedly been given a green light by the estates of Pantera's founders, drummer Vincent, Vinnie Paul, Abbott and guitarist, Dimebag, Darrell Abbott. Asked what goes through his mind when the curtain falls down as he and his bandmates launch into the opening riff of A New Level. Every night, Zakk said, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net. Oh, it's awesome. I love every second of the show, from the beginning to the end, man. Obviously, when we're doing floods, I get pretty choked up doing that one, especially the end bit, the outro of Dimes, 'cause it's just me by myself. I don't see the video screens that are behind me, but obviously, when I've seen the footage of it, it's just like, wow. There's just pretty much not a dry eye in the house on that one. Yeah, I definitely get choked up doing that one, when we do floods. Everybody in the camp, everybody's just all great people. Zakk continued. I mean, we've all known each other, the fellows in the band, we've known each other, but as far as the whole camp and the crew, we've all known each other from various tours and things. So it's like one gigantic family out there. So, I mean, the whole vibe, it's just a beautiful thing. Regarding whether there were any Pantera songs or parts that took him longer to figure out than the rest, Zakk said. What I just found really awesome was Dimes. I mean, the reason why we're still talking about Dimes' greatness and everybody, and all the guys that we love, whether it's King Edward, Eddie Van Halen, Saint Rhodes, Randy Rhoads, Jimi Hendrix, I mean, all the guys, it's what they wrote. Aside of Dimes' great technique and how amazing he was and how fast he could play and everything like that, it's what he wrote, just like with Randy and Eddie and everybody. I mean, all the guys that we love. But Dimes' writing, like his chord choices and everything like that, it's just like, oh wow. That's definitely really cool. So, a lot of unexpected pre-choruses and things like that. It's like, oh wow. I wonder what made him go there, like really interesting chord choices. But yeah, for sure. Going through, learning the whole catalog and learning deeper cuts and everything like that, I was like, wow. This one's pretty cool. He continued. I mean, even the pre-chorus to Walk, or just the opening riff, a lot of the chord choices would end up becoming. They're dissonant, where that's obviously what Dimes going for, is the dissonance, whereas opposed to something would be like if it was a more ear-pleasing chord choice but it would sound routine, and you could just tell Dime was going for. No, that's what everybody expects us to go. So, let's go here. Everyone expects us to make a left turn. So, let's make a right. So it's like, oh wow, that's definitely interesting. So yeah, that's what I found, learning all the material and everything like that. So for sure. So that, to me, is what puts Dime in that league with all the guys we love, whether it's Jimi Hendrix, whether it's Eddie and Randy. It's his writing. This past April, Zakk told Ultimate Guitar about touring with the reformed Pantera. I feel Dimebag all the time. Even when we were getting ready to do the Pantera tour in 2022, the early rehearsals, and they were just figuring out how we were gonna do this, there'd be signs all over the place, whether it was a license plate that would be, like, 333, 3 being Dimebag's favorite number, or I'd run into like a Dimebag license plate in the middle of nowhere. It was just like him just pushing this thing along, willing it to happen. So he's just always around. When we were in New York, just like signs, when we just did a headlining show at the Madison Square Garden in February 2024, my wife Barbara Ann was like, check this out. Something came up and it just reminded us of Dime, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Or we would look on our phone and it would be 333. It's just these signs everywhere. And I could see Dime just doing it, going, I hope these idiots realize it's me sending these signs. The reformed Pantera is headlining a number of major festivals across North America, South America and Europe, and staging some of its own headline concerts. They are also supporting Metallica on a massive stadium tour in 2024. It was first reported in July 2022 that Anselmo and Brown would unite with Wylde and Benante for a world tour under the Pantera banner. During a recent appearance on Drinks with Johnny, the internet TV show hosted by Avenged Sevenfold bassist Johnny Christ, Zakk was asked how he, Philip, Rex and Charlie all came together to decide that this was the right time, the right group to pay homage to the mighty Pantera. The guitarist said, "Well, Black Label, Society, and Down, we did some shows together in 2014, we did a tour, and it was great. 'Cause I've known Phil, who also sings for Down, and Pepper Keenan, Down guitarist, and all the guys, and Jimmy Bauer, Down drummer, Father Bauer Power, over there for a while. It was just a bunch of friends going out doing shows together. And we did some Pantera stuff then, and then Father Rex came out, and we jammed Unbroken and stuff like that, and it was a lot of fun. And it's always been rumored for years. I just said that's always on the fellas. Me and Charlie are buds, and we'll be here to support our friends, whatever they want to do.' So when Phil called me up one day, he was like, 'Zakk, you want to get together and do this? We're thinking about me, Rex and Charlie and yourself, and we'll go out and pay tribute to Dime and Vinnie.' I was like, 'Of course. I always said I would be there for you guys when you felt the time was